STS420.
All right, hoes, here we go. Where's my shit at? Damn, I always lose this fucking drop. All right. All right, did the drop stop? I don't have headphones on.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's over.
I'll bring them next time. All right. Spoiler alerts in 3, 2, 1, motherfuckers. We're going to be talking about Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Hell yeah,
Day and
boy.
night, day and night.
All right, so what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I love the show so far. Like I said, I still just don't know enough about the Marvel character to be like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a great fucking show. Like I really don't know about.
I think that's kind of why I like it.
Because you don't know much about
a
him.
lot about
Yeah.
them, and they're doing a really good job of, captivating me.
Right.
That's my thing. I just really don't know shit about them. Kind of like with Guardians, that's one of the reasons I like Guardians, is because they kind of laid it out for me in a visual way. So I'm like, damn, I really like this.
So would you prefer watching a movie without knowing like the book detail about it, if there's a book adaptation to it?
Kind of. Because I kind of feel that same way about anime.
Mm.
So, like, if I've been reading the comic first and then they come out with the anime, I'm kind of like,
It ruins it.
yeah,
Okay.
I kind of know what's going to
Mhm.
happen. Or at least I have,
Assumptions.
yeah. So, with Moon Knight, I don't really know dick about Moon Knight. So, it's good to go in without preconceived notion.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things I like about it. And if I'm being quite honest, so far, I'm only 2 episodes in. Well, we're only 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
Definitely my second favorite show that they put out right behind WandaVision.
Yeah. I
just
still
really-
like WandaVision more than I do.
Oh, yeah, for
Moon Knight.
sure, yeah.
For now.
just
for
because
now.
it was so weird. It was like
Oh, yeah.
completely. This has
Yeah.
like a little bit of Marvel traits, but like it's still just fucking weird,
Right.
And
Don't-
then
I would say the only thing I really know about Moon Knight is like he's like Deadpool meets Batman.
yeah, we said this last episode.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I talked about that
Oh,
or
yeah,
not.
you did.
yeah, you did.
I'm having memory lapses.
It's all good. Yeah, so episode 2 starts off where it left off.
Yes.
Deadpool whooping ass. Deadpool. You got fucking saying Deadpool. Moon Knight whooping ass on
Against the
those
giant dog.
the dogs and all
Yeah.
that shit. And then, he wakes up in his bed, right? He's like
Yeah, Steven.
tied to his bed and shit. And sorry, Navar, I'm about to really
it's okay.
spoil it. Navar hasn't seen it, so stop being gay and blow me. But yeah, what happened after that? I can't remember.
Yes.
I can remember, but I just
Yeah, Steven goes to his job because they're all like, hey, we want to talk to you.
that's right. Yeah.
And then he goes to the security guard. He's like, yo, this thing happened
You know,
last night.
he keeps calling him Scott. I feel like Scotty or Scott or something like that.
Yeah.
I bet you that's another one of his personalities.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like, oh, all right, Scotty. He goes, it's still Steven.
Yeah. So they go watch the video of what happened last night, and he's like, look, all right, here's gonna be that dog, and so he shows the part, and the dog's not there, and he's like, what the fuck? And they look all throughout the security videos, the dog's not there. He's like, what the fuck? Then he's like, all right, turn it here. This is where I fuck him up. Nothing.
Nope. Then he walks out of the bathroom. He's like, that's you, right? And he's like, that's not me. It's him, but it's not him. It's Mark.
Yeah, it's Mark.
Because, Mark's always got that scowl, that angry looking,
Yeah, where he's like
They-
more like
ready
stoic.
to whoop ass.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not me. And then they give him the shit can,
Yeah.
or as he calls it, the sack. And they like offer him all kind of therapy. And he's like, sometimes it's good to talk to someone. Sometimes you need a little mental help. He's like, you have no idea.
Jesus Christ.
Because Steven's starting to notice Mark.
Mm.
And then Mark, throughout the show, Mark has been trying to suppress Steven of knowing his identity and what
Mhm.
they've been doing. So Mark and the moon god or whoever it is,
Khonshu.
Khonshu, have been working together for a while. But Steven hasn't been noticing it until now.
We also find out.
That's
go ahead.
why I think Mark is the original.
Yeah, the OG.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Steven is a byproduct.
Yeah.
Right.
We also find out that old boy, what's his name? Ethan Hawke.
Mm-hmm.
the
Crane, the
yeah.
fucking Kane guy.
yeah.
Find out that he used to be Khonshu's avatar
Oh,
Before
shit.
Mark.
before Mark.
So he used to be the Moon Knight.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he's like
I used to be.
he was like, is he here right now? Because he sees him whenever they kind of like abduct him. He's like, is he here right now? He's like, yeah. He's like, you can still see him. It's a privilege I no longer have. And then like he's like, what does he say? I am justice. I am the law, or some shit
Yeah.
like that. He's like, what's he saying now? I am justice. I am the law. He's like, can you hear him? He's like, no, I used to be his avatar before you. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
It's getting deep. It's into the thick of it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And what happened after that?
He meets Mark's
Oh
wife.
yeah. You
Mark's got a wife.
remember the first episode whenever he's on the phone and shit?
Yeah.
She's like, "What's with the accent? What are you doing?" He's like, okay, well, I've got to go now." Whatever, he's all freaking out. And she picks his ass up on like a moped or motorcycle or some shit.
I think it's a moped.
Yeah, moped. Of course, why wouldn't it be a moped? Yeah, and then she's like trying to get him to snap out of that accent, not knowing that it's Steven. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she figured out that there's two different personalities by the way that he wears the suit. So you get to actually see Steven have his own personality suit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a part where he's, and you know how like, oh, you don't know, but in the video, the footage, the security footage, whenever he's like getting chased and there's no
Yeah.
dog there, because only he can see them. And then there's a part where Layla, his wife, is watching him fight that big thing that he summoned from what was that god's name?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's the same dog.
Same kind of dog, yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's fighting nothing. It's like invisible
To the human eye.
to the human eye, but only he can see it. So he's getting slapped around and shit, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then he gets thrown out of a window, and then it's him. She's like, "Where's the suit?" He's like, "Suit," and then he like this fly ass all white suit and shit is on him and shit, like a beanie. She's like, "Oh, you look different." That's the cover where he's
Yeah.
all like wearing the
like a little like
three-piece,
white
whatever.
suit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like a pimp suit.
Yeah, that's Steven.
That's Steven's suit.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. So I'm pretty sure every different personality is gonna have their own kind of suit.
And then when Mark finally took over, his suit went back to the one that we know.
Yeah, that badass one with the cape and the hood and shit like that.
Oh shit.
Super dope shit.
And then I think that's pretty much it, right?
But no, they fight that
Yeah,
dog thing, and then we find so so Mark ends up taking over the body because he's like, all right, you can take over for now because he's getting his ass whooped because they're like fighting around like people, and he's like, someone's gonna get hurt. So Mark takes over. They chunk Deuce to go on like a building, and then he ends up throwing that thing on like a fucking like a clock tower or some shit, whatever. And then there's like a mirror after that, and Mark is still in control because he lost that what's that thing called? Scarab?
Yeah, the scarab.
Scarab. He lost that. And then he looks in the mirror and Steven's in the mirror. So Steven's being suppressed now. And he's like, "What? I don't like this. Why? Like, I feel like I can't move. It's hard to breathe." He's like, "You'll be fine. I've been doing it for a long time." And he's like panicking. He's like, "What? How long have you been doing this?" He's like, "Longer than I wanted to," or some shit. So now Mark is in control of the body. And Khonshu's like popping up and down all over the place and shit. Like talking to him, talking shit, saying how like he pretty much told him it wasn't going to be his last job.
Yeah.
He was like, if I leave you, just know that I'm going to her, Layla.
Yeah. So he's been like basically like ball and chaining him. Like, yo, man,
Yeah.
if you leave me and all that stuff, I'm gonna go to your wife. And he's
Oh
like,
yeah,
"No,
that's
no,
another
no,
thing.
no."
Old boy, the Ethan Hawke guy, he told him, he was like, I assure you that Khonshu is a liar. There's never a last job. He was like, don't let him fool you in thinking that this is your last job or some shit like that, or mission.
Right.
Because whenever he told him, he was like, I'm doing this last mission for you, and then we're done. He was like, all right, we can do that, but just know as soon as I'm done with you, I'm going to her. So he pretty much told him, like, I'm with you forever, bitch.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then he's like, all right, where are we going? He's like, you know where the hell we're going. And then he wakes up, or it cuts to him
Egypt.
like in Egypt. He's like on like fucking taking a bottle of whiskey to the dome,
Yeah.
opens up a curtain, and there you see a bunch of pyramids in Cairo.
It was badass.
Badass.
Badass. You should watch it.
That's the door.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
I got to get back to taking notes on these things so I can be a little more and like
Oh,
really
yeah.
like watching it more than once because I only saw it one Saturday, and I was like,
Right.
man, I gotta fucking really watch
Getting
this
more
shit. Yeah.
detail about it. Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah, it's really dope, really fucking dope.
I like how it's going, and I think this time they might go a little bit more deeper of what happened between Mark and Steven, like how Mark created Steven,
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know how.
Well, he has a DID, dissociative what's it called?
Disorder.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know how it happened because it seemed like it just came out of nowhere.
Well, no, he's got DID. So Mark is Moon Knight,
Right.
but he's still mentally ill.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that overpowers the power. And so that's why Khonshu was like, "Oh, you told me this dumbass wouldn't interfere with our mission." You know, he was like, I'm trying to suppress him."
Right.
So it's basically the personality or personalities taking over Mark's personality.
Right.
So
yeah, like did you ever watch
Split.
yeah.
Yeah, but his happened like frequently.
Yeah, but there was always like a catchphrase to put but like did you ever see like how he talked about it? Like someone's in a spotlight and everybody's sitting in chairs.
Mm.
That's kind of how it works. Like
Yeah.
they're all in the body just chilling until one of them can take over the conscious
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, because with DID, you can't have multiple personalities at once. So one
Right.
has to be in control at all time.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the way it's working with
Him.
Mark. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
yeah. I was really hoping, or I hope that they get more into detail on that too.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like Layla's gonna be the one to figure it out, and then
Because
Steve.
I mean, like, if it seemed like it recently happened, you get what I'm saying? Because I mean,
Yeah.
like, with him and Layla and his wife, they seem like they've known each other for a while. Because the way that they speak, they've been searching for
It's
this thing for a while.
it's possible that he's known it for a while, but she's just now catching on. Like he's
Well-
been able to suppress the other
Well, no, it
personalities.
seems like all personalities have known for a while because he was like, they know about it, but they don't know what it is because he's like, I can't go to sleep at night. He was telling that little gold statue guys, like, if I go to sleep, sometimes I wake up and I don't know where I've been or what I've done or anything like that.
right.
So they all have an idea of it, but they don't know what the hell it is.
yeah.
Yeah. My current theory is that it's Mark is the main one. He's the mercenary,
Mhm.
and that like whenever he's on the job or whatever, and he has to kind of like blend in, to do recon, get information and all that stuff. One of the other identities, like probably Steven, if he has even more, but Steven takes over to try to slip into that identity. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. That sounds like it's too optional
right.
because with DID is not optional. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's just
but
like
but I'm not saying that like he gets so
something
used.
triggers it or something.
Yeah, like he ends up like relaxing or whatever. But like know what I mean? Like for if you've watched any kind of spy movie or anything like that, they'll go over there and they try to slip into being like a regular person
Right.
while they're doing their reconnaissance and stuff like that. So they will live a normal life. They'll get a job, they'll develop habits, stuff like that. Realistically, become another person.
They lose
And-
themselves in that identity.
Right, exactly. But for Mark, I think it's a lot more literal in that his other personality actually takes hold, and he actually does become this persona.
Mm.
Know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Like whenever he goes on a mission, like whatever the fucking God sends him on a mission, instead of like trying to like come up with the fake name and go undercover, essentially he creates a whole fucking personality.
Right.
Yeah.
So he keeps creating every time he goes somewhere, he creates another fucking personality.
Possible.
Makes sense.
I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
I
Because I
don't-
mean, right now it's only Mark and Steven.
Yeah.
There may be more. I can't
Oh, there's
remember.
definitely more.
No, there's definitely
There's
more.
definitely more.
Okay.
But like I was saying, the whole Scotty thing keeps calling him Scotty. Like
Right.
maybe that's another.
Personality.
Maybe that's who asked out the chick on the date. You know what I mean?
right.
Because Mark, I don't think Mark would do that. You know what I mean? Oh, and then also found out that Mark's trying to divorce Layla.
Yeah.
So
Oh, dang.
it's a lot deeper than just the whole scarab thing. Like, I think maybe he does know about the whole DID thing, and that's why he's like, you know what? I don't want to keep putting her through this shit.
Right.
I think Mark knows about the DID because if he's the main personality or the original,
The OG.
the OG, you kind of know about the other personalities because the way I know about it is my dad had a patient that had DID, and not only would he like hear their voices in his head, he would also see them. So one time when he was counseling this guy, the guy kept looking around the room, and my dad was like, "What are you looking at?" And he goes, "Oh, all my people are here." And he goes, my dad looked around the room. He's like, "There's nobody in here." He goes, No, they're here, but they say you're cool and you're okay to talk to, so I can tell you everything." And the guy was drinking to suppress the thoughts and the voices in his head
That's
to try and be him instead of
Ah.
switching personalities. He was drinking heavily to switch, and when my dad got him to stop, it was like seeing a different person every
Open
fucking time.
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Until they got him to like the right therapist and got him on the right meds.
So I've always been interested about that. Is it you? Is all these personalities you still, or is it just actual different personalities?
Definitely different personalities. Because remember
Yeah.
that thing I was telling you about with the whole tumor? The
Yeah.
lady who had split personalities, the guy, one was fine and the other one had brain cancer.
Right.
And whenever the one that was fine with normal would show up, there would be no brain cancer. That's just, the brain is a fucking crazy thing.
But
Yeah.
not only that, would that consider having different souls too? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it.
I think a lot of times with these multiple personalities is that they end up taking on like different parts of like who you want to be. You know what I mean? Like Steven, like he was,
Basically like a normal average Joe kind of
right.
guy.
yeah.
Like,
But
Yeah.
remember, like he was the one doing like
The
reading the
research.
poetry,
Yeah.
Layla's favorite poetry,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
like yeah. Like
Ah.
maybe like his more like sensitive side.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
exactly. It's his more sensitive side. So, there's probably another one where it's his, maybe
Play aside.
yeah, maybe one that's a
Scotty.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Scotty. Scotty doesn't know.
Could be, yeah.
So, yeah.
That does
Makes
make
sense.
sense, yeah.
Yeah, cuz I saw this one it was just a show, but this guy, he had multiple personalities and each one had like a very distinct personality of like one was like really sensitive, one was super
Super aggro.
aggro, one was super calculating,
Mm-hmm.
so stuff like that,
And then how many personalities do you have?
There's no limit.
There's no limit. You
No
can have
limit.
as many as
Yeah, because basically, like, just in this show, like, he basically, like, in order to deal with, like, every new problem he came up against, he developed a new personality
Mm.
I
to,
guess it just depends on how you got your DID.
Right.
yeah,
Because in Split, the way he got all his different personalities was through different traumatic events.
yeah,
Mm.
So like one person who's like super clean was developed from his mom beating him whenever his room wasn't clean enough.
Right.
So he created a whole personality that was a neat freak who had to have everything like spick and span. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 How did the monster get created then?
By the other personalities believing in it.
Ah.
Because if you listen to like in the movie, if you listen to them talk, they're like it's a rumored person because one of the personalities is it's a kid,
Yeah.
and he's like, and that's just his lost childhood, and so he's like, oh yeah, was it like the 8th or the 9th personality? He's a monster, and he goes, other personalities talk about him, but I don't believe in him. But yet, if everybody talks about it and everybody believes in it, it just develops into its own thing.
Right.
So it's like the other personalities created it.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Personalities.
Yeah. I'll send you some videos on DID and shit like that, dude. It's weird.
It's fucking
Like-
wild.
A lot of paranoid schizophrenics, DID patients, and all that stuff, they have severe drinking problems because that's the one thing that to be unfocused is to focus is what they say.
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
Interesting.
It's like some of the TikTok videos I've seen, like kind of make me sad and like, but make me laugh at the same time. But it's like I come home from the doctor and figured out I was a schizophrenic, and now I'm on medications. I come home to tell my boyfriend the good news or my girlfriend the good news, and nobody's in the fucking house, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, the first one I saw like that was the dude walk in was like walking into my apartment to tell my roommate that my doctor changed my meds. They looks around, there's nobody there.
Damn.
And I was like, oh fuck.
It's just him, myself, and I.
Yep.
It's a deep cut right there.
Yeah, it's deep.
But
deep.
at the same time, that would make a great fucking movie. Which I don't know. It may have been made already, but
Yeah, it's called Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, it was it?
Yeah.
Voices.
That movie was not good. That movie was fucking
Voices?
insane. With
Ryan, if you
Ryan
like
Reynolds?
that movie, I don't know if I can
No,
trust you anymore.
You didn't like that one, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I made him watch it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I forgot about that movie. The one where Jesse's like, "This is making me uncomfortable."
Yeah.
I made our boy Jesse watch it the whole time. But like we get towards the end and shit where he like cuts all the heads off and they're like laying on the table and he just looks at me and goes, I don't feel too comfortable right now. I was like, what the fuck?